But as I was saying, I was fasting and praying at the same time. I didn't even realize it. And I was seeking God earnestly. And during these time periods, I'm telling what I was going through. You understand? But I had lost a lot of weight. I dropped from like 245 to like 210. You see, this fasting that I was going through, I didn't even realize I was fasting. I didn't realize the fact that I was fasting till after the fact. After I started reading the Bible. After I started realizing what was going on. Because during this time period, I was going through high-class spiritual warfare. I wasn't eating right. You understand? And I believe God allowed me to go through this fast so he can reach me. So I can go through some spiritual warfare. But anyway, fast forward a little bit. I come back to my hometown of Mobile, Alabama. And I was still smoking weed at the time. And I was like, I'm thinking weed gonna make me feel better. But I went to church. I went to Mobile to try to go to church to find Christ. Because God led me to go to church. He's like, go to church. Go back to Mobile and go to church. So I started following God during this time period. Before I even gave my life wholly over to him. Through a baptism. But I've been baptized when I was young. You understand? I've been baptized. I think most people in the South been baptized as a young child anyway. But anyway. So, I'm thinking weed gonna I'm still trying to live the earthly way. I'm thinking weed gonna make me feel better. So, I smoked some weed. Now, at this time, I'm weak as, Lord knows what, I'm weak. I can't eat, can't do nothing. I hit the weed, marijuana, cigarette one time. Let's put it this way. I was led into the wilderness after that. I walked downstairs, and many people who smoke weed know this does not happen. This is not something that happens when you smoke weed. What I'm finna tell you. So I went downstairs, and the whole room changed. And I'm in there like, what in the world is going on? You ever saw a movie? You ever saw Constantine when he go to hell and the whole environment just changes? You ever watch movies when the whole room changed? That's what happened. And it showed me a mission. It showed me some things. It showed me some evil in the world. It showed me some evil that was going on in the city that I was at. And I'm in this mug like, what in the world? I had an open vision. So when the Bible talks about open vision, I realized what it means by open vision. This is the only time this has ever happened to me, that I had open vision. And he showed me some things. He showed me how the enemy is going to persecute me and pursue me. You understand? And I started hearing my brother walking down the steps and the vision left. Now, how odd is that scene? It left. It was just for me to see. And my brother come downstairs, you okay? I didn't know what to tell him. I didn't know what to tell him. Hey man, I was like, man, you'll think I'm crazy if I tell you what I just saw. But I already saw, I've been fighting with demons. I've been fighting with devils. I've been snatched out the bed and all these other things. You understand? So this didn't really surprise me, but it surprised me because this has never happened to me. I've never been opened up to the spirit realm like that. You understand? So anyway, I told my brother, I'm good, man. I blocked it out, but I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that moment. That's one of the most pivotal moments in my spiritual walk that I ever had in the spirit realm. An open vision. You understand? An open vision. But as I was getting it, fasting and prayer opens you up to a whole nother realm. You understand? You go into spiritual warfare big time. You understand? Big time. Open vision. So I went to church the next day, and I went to my sister's house after the first. I called for my mom, and he said that angels would come. Angels came and ministered to him. So I called my mom, right? And my mom, I told my mom I'm going through some spiritual warfare. My mom's a church-going woman. She's a praying woman. So I called my mom, and the next thing you know, my sisters pull up. Everybody pull up at the house, at my brother's house. And I told my mom, I need you to pray for me. And my mom prayed for me and prayed for me. You understand? Like angels got human form too. You understand? And they ministered and my mom ministered to me. She prayed to me, prayed for me during my time of need. And then the next day, I went to church. Next thing you know, the church talking about everything I'm going through, talking about the battles I'm facing. It's like God gave me confirmation first. First, I prayed, and I was like, God, when I was in Alexander City, I was like, God, what is going on with me? Why am I going through these things? And he pointed to the wall. He directed my eyes to the wall. Hey, you see those books right there? That's stuff I don't want you to deal with. You see that? That's witchcraft. But I knew it, but I didn't know it. I was blind. I didn't see it until you opened my eyes to the fact. So, when in the open vision, I had the same type vision that you're fighting against wickedness and people and above. You understand? Demons in human form and demons in the spiritual realm. I fought both. You understand? But that's what the vision. So I went to church, and then I got a third confirmation. The preacher talking about witchcraft. I'm crying my eyes out. I never talked to this preacher, never met this preacher a day in my life. He's talking about witchcraft and everything I'm going through. And I gave my life to Christ that day. And the next gift I got was the gift to read the Bible. So when I left that church, God compelled me to pick up a Bible and read it from beginning to end. And I could understand it. All these years of my life I've been trying. I was about 20, probably just turning 30 at the time. About to turn 30, or 29. And I've tried to read the Bible my whole life. So upon giving my life over to God, He gave me the word. He gave me the word to understand. He gave me the word to understand. And what happened after Jesus left the wilderness, right? When He left the wilderness, He started spreading the word. So once I left the church and I started studying, what happened after me? I started spreading the word. I started trying to operate in God's will. God gave me the word after I went through my spiritual warfare, after I went through my 40 days in the wilderness. You understand? Wow, it's amazing, right? You're going to start seeing what Christ went through, you go through too as a Christian. And there's a lot of Christians that have not been through spiritual warfare. Have not. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but everybody called differently with different gifts. But I've fought in the spirit and in the physical plenty of times. Now let me go to another story that I gave you months back in regards to spiritual warfare. Now after this, I'm reading the word, I'm grounded in the word big time. But I still had a dream of making music. I wanted to make music, but I wasn't all the way right yet. You understand? I still trying to make worldly music and stuff. And the devil knew this. So, watch this. I'm in the night watches. I'm laying down in my bed. And I wasn't asleep, but I was asleep. You understand? I'm kind of like, I felt like how Samuel felt when Jesus was calling his name. And I was hearing a voice talking to me. Like, talk to me. Like, let me in. Right? So, I'm in a state of sleep or whatever the state I am. I'm in a spiritual state. And I look at the foot of the bed, I see Jesus. I see the Jesus that is portrayed on pictures and everything like this. That's the Jesus I saw. You understand? But I'm going to get to the fruit of the story. It was Jesus talking to me. And it was like, I've been carrying you. Then He showed me my past. He showed me exact moments in my life that only God could know. Exact moments. I was in the military, running. I saw angels. He was like, I was carrying you, angels behind me, pushing me further, doing this and doing that. And then out of nowhere, the vision take a dark turn. It was like, let me in. He was like, He started offering me the earthly riches. He was like, hey, if you serve me, I give you, you see them stars up there? You see those people who make music? I can make you just like them. I can make you just like them if you just let me in. And I was like, whoa, it went from a good vision to a bad vision. That's why I know Jesus can test you in the night watches. The devil can come as an angel of light. And it actually opened my understanding of like that Jesus that everybody sees, that everybody portrays. I'm going to tell you something. Most likely that's not Jesus. Just being real with you. Most likely that's not Jesus. The pictures, the paintings, and this and that. First of all, Jesus doesn't want you to idolize anything. So most likely that picture you're looking at, those movies, when they portray Jesus, that's not how He looks. I'm just being real with you. You understand? The devil came in the form of Jesus to try to tempt me. And I woke up and I rebuked him. I woke up. I didn't take the offer. He offered me riches. He offered me the world. He offered me earthly things. You understand? During this time period, I'm going through all kinds of spiritual battles. I'm fighting demons in the night watches. I'm being snatched out the bed. You understand? All types of spiritual wickedness in high places, in human form and spiritual form. I done faced all sides of it. Now let me go back to the Job thing. When Job prayed for his enemies, for his friends, God blessed him. And all his family members came and they added to him and they ministered to him. After all the trials and tribulations and basically all the hell that he went through, God sent help and put him back on his feet. Same way with Jesus. God sent help through angels and set him back on his feet. If you go to another scripture, another Matthew or Mark, you go through one of them. After he left the wilderness, he went to a wedding. He went to a wedding, and his first miracle was turning water into wine. So after he was out the wilderness, God led him somewhere where he can get something to eat and enjoy himself. Wow. Right after he left the wilderness, he went to a wedding and made wine. You see, that's the first time you really understand the importance of wine. You understand? That's the first miracle Jesus gave was turning water into wine. And before he left, what's the other thing he did in regards to wine? He said, often as you do this, give honor to me. Take this wine, it's like my blood. Take this bread, it's my body. That's two examples when wine was used in the Bible by Jesus plenty times. Twice. You see, I don't know what I'm getting at on this, but it's a meaning behind it. Wine. But he was talking about nobody puts old wine and new wineskins. The Bible talks about that. He talks about wine. But spiritual warfare is real. You understand? It's real. The devil is real. The devil's going to try you. Open vision is real. Been there. Demons are real. Been snatched out the bed by them. Been in the bed where it's levitated. It's real. That's why the Bible, that's the first thing he said, man shall not live by the bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out the mouth of God. If you read the Old Testament, you read Chronicles, you read Jeremiah, you read all these things, and the Bible talks about sorcery and enchanters and people who do all types of wickedness like that. The Bible talks about it. Well, what brought me to God was I was facing wickedness in the form of witchcraft, in the form of sorcery. You understand? I talk about this because I've been there. I've done that. And it's up to you to believe me. You understand? It's up to you to believe me. And like I said, the enemy's going to try to attack you in physical form, in the form of people, wolves in sheep clothing, who know the word. You understand? He's going to try to attack you in the night watches. He's going to do whatever it takes to try to persuade you away from God, or get you to curse God, or get you to turn your back on God. If he can't get you to do anything, he's going to try to bribe you with money. He'll try to bribe you with material gain. You understand? It's like, I talk to a lot of people. Like, I work at a job. I don't make the most money in the world, but I live pretty good to be able to take care of my family, and I'm blessed in so many other means besides material. And the people that come to me all the time, Houston, man, it's a better job over here, making $35 an hour, making this. But a lot of times when I hear money, I instantly I see a red flag a lot of times. Because I already know the devil always comes trying to bribe you with funds away from your purpose. That's what he did with Jesus. He tried to bribe Jesus away from his purpose through money. And a lot of people fall snare to that last text. Hey, you got the money here. What did Jesus say? What's the use of gaining the world and losing your soul? When he say gaining the world, he's talking about gaining earthly things and losing your heavenly things. What's the use? You see, that's what the devil tried to tempt Jesus with. He tried to take Jesus' position and Jesus' direction away from him by offering him money, wanting him to kneel to him for a price. You understand? And guess what? Satan's going to try to get you to do the same thing for a price. I've been there. I've done that. By the grace of God, I'm still here. I didn't have ministering to angels in human form and spiritual form in my life. I done seen some things that I wouldn't wish on nobody in this world. But like I said something last week, I said, we're living in a time where some people need to go through some spiritual warfare. They need to see that God is real. He said, what you went through, what Christ went through, you're going to go through. So I can tell you straight up, a lot of things that Christ went through in the Bible, I've went through. A lot of trials and tribulations that Christ went through, I've went through. He said, you will be persecuted for my name's sake. I've been persecuted because of my desire to spread the word of God. I've been persecuted because of it. You understand? I done had dreams in regards to people persecuting me, family members, friends. You understand? Because I follow that which is right. Which is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and his Father. You understand? I'm not expecting my life to be all cookies and cream, cake and ice cream. You understand? Steak and shrimp and baked potatoes. I'm not expecting that. Sometimes I'm expecting to eat some beans. You understand? Some Vienna sausages. You understand? Some crackers and hog head cheese. Sometimes I'm expecting that. I know whatever state I am to be content with. Because I'm telling you, Satan is going to try you. He's going to try you. That's why you got to stay in constant prayer. And sometimes, you said the only way you can cast out demons is through fasting and prayer. Just remember, when you fast and when you pray, the spiritual realm opens up. Why he said the only way you can cast out a demon is through fasting and prayer. Think about it. Do the math. That's how you engage them. But you got to be ready. You understand? One thing I can say, I haven't really been fasting that much. I've been praying, but I haven't really been fasting in a long time. And hopefully God will give me the strength to fast again. But I know once God started having me fasting, I already know what's happening. I know I'm finna be in. I'm be ready for a fight. A fight is coming. It's gonna be time for a fight. When you're fasting, it's gonna be time for a fight. You're gonna fight the enemy on his playing field. You understand? You better be ready. You better be ready. You know, a lot of people know everybody want the blessings, but them people don't want the lessons. But I tell you, everything I go through in this world is because God has allowed me to go through it, and he has pulled me through every dart of the devil that I have faced in my life. It's not a trial and tribulation that God has not pulled me through. You understand? By the grace of God, I'm still standing. You know, I love that song by Elton John. I'm still standing. Yeah. But not by my own hands. By the hand of God. By the righteousness of God. Don't think this is a game, people. Spiritual warfare is real. Angels and devils are real. They come in many forms. Take Job. Like I said, take Job's story. The enemy came in the form of his friends. You understand? In the form of his wife. Why don't you curse God and die? You know what I'm saying? You got spiritual wickedness in high places, and you got demons that can take human form. You understand? You got to be careful out here, people. The devil walks about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. You can learn a lot from the temptations of Christ. You can learn a lot from just the 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness that Jesus spent. I hope you have a blessed day. Just be careful out here, people. Be blessed.